There's sinful anger and there is righteous anger. And here's where we lead into understanding sinful anger, the anger that draws us away from God, that does not produce God's righteousness. Now watch this. I want you to open up to Matthew chapter 5. This is the Gospel of Matthew. And this is Jesus' teaching about the law. And this is verses 21 and 22. You have heard that it was said to you of those of ancient times, you shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that if you are angry with a brother or sister, you will be liable to judgment. And if you insult a brother or sister, you will be liable to the council. And if you say, you fool, you will be liable to the hell of fire. Has anyone ever called someone a name? Was it worse than you fool? This says if you say, you fool, hell of fire. Why doesn't it say the fire of hell? Hell of fire is what it says. Here's why. Because it's not slow to anger. You're responding when you lose control of your emotions. Church, if there's one thing I can teach you today is that if you have anger in your heart, right, do not let it come out in a loss of control of your emotions. You need to dwell on that and move it to righteous anger, and we'll get to that in a second. But I want to tell you why sinful anger comes out as that fire of hell, right? That hell of fire that it says when you say you fool. Because it worked it down. Hey, if you're angry, it said murderer to start, and then said brother or sister. Hey, if you even said anything to him, hey, if you say you fool, hell of fire. It broke it all the way down to say, hold on, anger is not right here. And here's why. Because sinful anger is both selfish and self-righteous. It only serves yourself. That's what sinful anger does. And I want you to think about this in your relationships. If it did not serve your relationship with God and your anger did not change because of your relationship with God, it was probably sinful anger. And what were you trying to handle? Your own emotions. You were trying to clear yourself. You were saying, I feel something, I need to get this out to you, and I want to feel better about myself, and so I'm going to say this to you right now. I want power and control in our relationship. Here's my sinful anger. You fool. You shouldn't do that. And I thought about this. You know what it's like? Sinful anger? Like this. You guys see this? The match. See, when you have sinful anger, it's just like this match. Here in your heart, working with God, it's nothing. But when you say, I have this sinful anger, and you strike this match, and it doesn't go out, man, that was going to be a good sermon illustration. We're going to go for round 2. Thank you, God. When you strike this match, God will stop your anger in the moment. Man, it was such a good sermon illustration. Nope, I'm going to... 3 is a biblical number. Here we go. Please, Jesus. When you strike this match, it comes off like a hot flame right away. But here's what happens. As you hold the match, what goes on? It begins to travel towards who? Yourself. See, you want this flame and this desire for the other person to feel your heat and that anger that you have, but what's going to happen at the end of this match? It's going to burn you and that other person. And it starts to get very hot and you can't hold it anymore. Sinful anger is like this match in your hand. You're trying to burn someone else with that hell of fire and saying, I want to affect your relationship with God. But what you're doing is affecting your own relationship. And you're going to end up burning yourself, and you cannot hold on to that anger forever. When that relationship drops, how will you ever pick it up again? God desires relationship with us, and you should desire that relationship with others. And knowing that you do not need sinful anger in your life, you need righteous anger. And that righteous anger is slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to anger. Slow to anger.